Welcome students. Today I am going to discuss the economics topic monopolistic competition. It is a form of market. Before discussing the monopolistic competition, we have to know the meaning of market. According to the traditional meaning, the market indicates a designated place where commodities are bought and sold. But when we talk about the word market in economics, we extend our concept of market well beyond the idea of a single place to which the householder goes to buy something. In simple words, the term market refers to a structure in which buyers and sellers of the commodity remain in close contact. ऐसा चेंज हुआ ऑनलाइन नेट सर्विसेज के कारण कि आज जो बाजार का कंसेप्ट है वो थोड़ा आगे चला गया, एडवांस हो गया है, क्योंकि हम सिर्फ एक फिक्स जगह पर ही चीज़ों का परचेज और सेल नहीं करते। आज हम ऑनलाइन भी शॉपिंग करते हैं। नेट सर्विसेज हमारी इसके लिए आजकल ओपन मार्केट का काम कर रही हैं। तो मार्केट का जो मीनिंग है, मार्केट का जो कंसेप्ट है, वो भी चेंज हो गया है। बेसिस ऑफ द, अगर हम मार्केट की बात करते हैं तो पहले हम इस कंसेप्ट को क्लियर करने के लिए मार्केट के बेसिस की बात करते हैं। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द बेसिस ऑफ द मार्केट। इकोनॉमिक्स have defined the classified markets on the following four bases. First is the number of buyers and sellers of the commodity, the nature of the commodity produced by the seller, degree of freedom in the movements of goods and factors of production, knowledge of the buyers and sellers regarding prices in the market. On the basis of above mentioned criteria, the economists have classified following types of the market in a capitalist economy of market. First is perfect competition, second monopoly, third monopolistic competition, fourth oligopoly, and fifth is duopoly. Firstly, I will describe the perfect competition in very short. First, the feature of the perfect competition is homogeneous product. Homogeneous product means there is no variation or differentiation in the product. The products are same. The second feature is very large number of buyers and sellers. And third is freedom of entry or exit. Fourth is perfect mobility. Fifth is perfect knowledge. No advertisement cost is involved. The second form of the market is monopoly. The market form of monopoly is the opposite extreme to that of perfect competition. It exists whenever an industry is in the hands of a single producer. Indian Railway in India is the best example of monopoly. यानी कि जो हमारा परफेक्ट कंपटीशन मार्केट है उससे ये एकदम उल्ट है। परफेक्ट मार्केट के अंदर बायर्स और सेलर्स की भीड़ होती है और प्रोडक्ट जो हैं होमोजीनियस होते हैं। जिस हर सेलर के पास एक ही प्रोडक्ट होता है, इसीलिए पूरी इंडस्ट्री प्राइस को डिटरमाइन करती है। जबकि मोनोपोली कंपटीशन के अंदर एक सिंगल हैंड्स के अंदर पावर होती है उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए और वही उसका प्राइस डिटरमाइन करता है। और a monopolist has the power to influence the market price by reducing its output. The main features of monopoly are: the first is single producer, number second is no close substitutes, number 3 barriers to the entry, number 4 independent price policy, number 5 price discrimination is possible. The topic monopolistic competition. It is a form of market in which there are many buyers and sellers of the product. But the product of each seller is different from that of the other. Thus, there are many sellers selling a differentiated product. Product differentiation is generally promoted through trademark or brand name. Example, firms producing different brands of soaps as follows: Lux, Dove, Lifebuoy, etc. Economics found that perfect competition and pure monopoly were unrealistic market situations during the time of 1930, which was the time of word deflation. The actual market situations are somewhere between perfect competition and pure monopoly. It is a market situation with some elements of perfect competition and some elements of monopoly. That is why it is termed as monopolistic competition or imperfect competition. According to Professor Leftwich, monopolistic competition is a market situation in which there are many sellers of a particular product, but the product of each seller is in some way differentiated in the minds of consumers from the product of every other seller. In the other words, we can see monopolistic competition is a market situation in which many firms compete with each other to sell their closely related differentiated products. For example, soap industry, clothes industry, etc. प्रोफेसर लेफ्टविच ने जो मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन को डिफाइन करते हुए बात कही वो ये कही कि इसमें परफेक्ट कंपटीशन वाली बात भी है कि प्रोडक्ट एक ही है लेकिन उसको अलग अलग फॉर्म्स जो हैं मोनोपोली की तरह उस प्रोडक्ट को यूज़ करती हैं, उसको अपना नाम देती हैं, उसके साइज में चेंज करती हैं, उसको अपना ब्रांड नेम देती हैं, उसकी पैकेजिंग में अंतर कर देती हैं, उसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स में बदलाव कर देती हैं और इस तरीके से कई तरह से उनको चेंज करके अपने ब्रांड पर, अपनी पैकेजिंग पर, अपने ट्रेडमार्क पर एक मोनोपोली इस्टेब्लिश करती हैं। इसीलिए ये एक मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन हो गया जिसके अंदर परफेक्ट कंपटीशन और मोनोपोली की दोनों की जो फीचर्स हैं वो आते हैं कि सेलर्स भी कई हैं, बायर्स भी कई हैं, पर कंज्यूमर्स जो है एक परफेक्ट सेलर के प्रोडक्ट को उसकी क्वालिटी, उसके नाम से पहचानता है। और ये जो डिफ्रेंशिएशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स है ये क्लोजली रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट जो है उसको डिफ्रेंशिएट करता हुआ उस प्रोडक्ट की पहचान करवाता है। जैसे कि सोप है, हमारा सोप इंडस्ट्री के अंदर वही टॉयलेट सोप जो यूज़ किया जाता है एक ही काम के लिए, नाम जिसका टॉयलेट सोप ही है लेकिन वो अपने अलग अलग नामों से अपनी पहचान रखता है, जैसे लक्स है, लाइफ बॉय है। और जैसे क्लोथ इंडस्ट्री है उसमें क्लोथ हर ब्रांड का हर नाम से अलग अलग मार्केट के अंदर आता है, जिस पर उस ब्रांड की मोनोपोली होती है, वो उस ब्रांड को का प्राइस भी खुद डिटरमाइन करता है। इस तरीके से लेफ्टविच ने मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन को डिफाइन किया और ये बताया कि दोनों बाज़ारों का कॉम्बिनेशन जो मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन है, जो कि मार्केट के फील्ड में एक रियलिस्टिक बाजार है, रियलिस्टिक मार्केट है, जो परफेक्ट कंपटीशन और मोनोपोली दोनों की फीचर्स को जो है अपने में विद्यमान रखता है। Monopolistic competition includes the features of monopoly and perfect competition. Trademark, brand name gives some monopoly powers to the firms. Different firms often charge different price for their product. In other words, each firm tends to exercise some control over price. On the other hand, since many firms are producing a commodity like soap, there is a competition in the market. No firm is able to exercise full control over price of the product. In short, a firm under monopolistic competition exercises only a partial control over the price. Examples of monopolistic competition: the restaurant business, hotels and pubs, general specialist retailing consumer services such as hairdressing. Monopolistic competition as a market structure was first identified in the 1930s after the impact of deflation by American economist Edward Chamberlain and English economist John Robinson. Some characteristics of monopolistic competition. Monopolically competitive makes exhibit the following characteristics. Each firm makes independent decision about price and output based on its product, its market and its cost of production. Knowledge is widely spread between participants, but it is unlikely to be perfect for example. Dinners can be reviewed all the menus available from restaurants in a town. Before any, they make their choice. Once inside the restaurant, they can view the menu again before ordering. However, they cannot fully appreciate the restaurant or the meal until after they have dined. The entrepreneur has a more significant role than in firms that are perfectly competitive because of the increased risk associated with decision making. There is freedom to enter or leave the market as there are no major barriers to entry or exit. A central feature of monopolistic competition is that products are differentiated. There are four main types of differentiation. The first is physical product differentiation. ऐसा डिफ्रेंशिएशन जो प्रोडक्ट को दूसरे सेम प्रोडक्ट से अलग करता है. ये साइज में, डिज़ाइन में, कलर में, शेप में, परफॉर्मेंस में और उसके फीचर उसको एक दूसरे से अलग करते हैं और हम उसको उसके कलर से, साइज से पहचान सकते हैं. तो इस तरह के डिफ्रेंशिएशन को सेम प्रोडक्ट के लिए जो फिजिकल, जो दिखने में उसको अलग करता है, फिजिकल प्रोडक्ट डिफ्रेंशिएशन कहा जाता है. फिजिकल प्रोडक्ट डिफ्रेंशिएशन वेयर फॉर्म्स यूज साइज, डिजाइन, कलर, shape, performance and features to make their products different from others. For example, consumer electronics can easily be physically differentiated. Number second, marketing differentiation, where firms try to differentiate their product by distinctive packaging and other promotional techniques. For example, breakfast cereals can easily be differentiated through packaging. जहाँ जो है मार्केटिंग करने वाले मार्केटिंग को इफेक्टिव करने के लिए पैकेजिंग का सहारा लेती हैं अपने प्रोडक्ट को दूसरे प्रोडक्ट से अलग दिखाने के लिए. सेम प्रोडक्ट लेकिन उसको एक अलग तरीके से अपने नाम से देने के लिए पैकेजिंग को इफेक्टिव बना देते हैं. इफेक्टिव पैकेजिंग से अपने माल को बेचते हैं. तो ये भी एक मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन का डिफरेंशिएशन करने का एक क्राइटेरिया है. द थर्ड इज ह्यूमन कैपिटल डिफरेंशिएशन, वेयर द फर्म क्रिएट्स डिफरेंसेस थ्रू द स्किल ऑफ इट्स एम्प्लॉइज, द लेवल ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, रिसीव डिस्टिंक्टिव यूनिफॉर्म्स एंड सो ऑन. हियर द फर्म्स take the help of the human capital, human resources, the marketing agents who presents their product in a different way according to their skill, and they are able to affect or the consumers. The fourth is differentiation through distribution. Including distribution via mail, order or through internet shopping such as Amazon.com, which differentiates itself from traditional bookstores by selling online. In short, we can discuss the characteristics or features in this way. The first is there are many producers and many consumers in the market, and no business has total control over the market price. Number second, consumers perceive that there are non-price differences among the competitors' products. Number three, firms operate with the knowledge that their actions will not affect their firm's actions. Number four, there are few barriers to entry and exit. Number fifth, producers have a degree of control over price. Number six, the principal goal of the firm is to maximize its profits. Number seven, factor prices and technology are given. Number 8. A firm is assumed to behave as if it knew its demand and cost curves with certainty. Number 9. The decision regarding price and output of any firm does not affect the behavior of other firms in a group. That is, impact of the decision made by the simple firm is spread sufficiently evenly across the entire group. Thus, there is no conscious rivalry among firms. Number 10. Each firm spends substantial amount on advertisement costs are known as selling cost. The long run characteristics of the monopolistically competitive market are almost the same as a perfectly competitive market. Two differences between the two are that monopolistic competition produces heterogeneous products. Heterogeneous means they differ, not see. And that monopolistic competition involves a great deal of non-price competition, which is based on subtle product differentiation. A firm making profits in short run will nonetheless only break even in the long run because demand will decrease and average total cost will increase. This means in the long run a monopolistically competitive firm will make zero economic profit. This illustrates the amount of the influence the firm has over the market. Because of brand loyalty, it can raise its price without losing all of its customers. This means that an individual firm's demand curve is downward sloping. Now, there is a difference between customer and consumer. The word customer is used for the persons who are willing to purchase the things or who are willing to consume the things, but they have not already consumed it. But the consumer word is used for the persons who consumes the things in reality. The fourth feature of differentiation is differentiation through distribution. Including distribution via mail order or through internet shopping such as Amazon.com or Flipkart, which differentiates itself from traditional bookstores by selling online. In short, We can discuss the characteristics or features in this way. The first is there are many producers and many consumers in the market, and no business has total control over the market price. Number second, consumers perceive that there are known price differences among the competitors' products. Number three, firms operate with the knowledge with their actions will not affect other firms' actions. Number fourth, there are few barriers to entry and exit. Number fifth, producers have a degree of control over price. Number six, the principal goal of the firm is to maximize its profits. Number seven, factor prices and technology are given. Number eight, a firm is assumed to behave as if it knew its demand and cost curves with certainty. Number 9. The decision regarding price and output of any firm does not affect the behavior of other firms in a group. That is, impact of the decision made by the single firm is spread sufficiently every across the entire group. Thus, there is no conscious rivalry among firms. Number 10. Each firm spends substantial amount on advertisement costs are known as selling costs. The long run characteristics of a monopolistically competitive market are almost the same as a perfectly competitive market. Two differences between the two are the monopolistic competition produces heterogeneous products. Here, heterogeneous perfect market के अंदर in the perfect market the products are homogeneous. Here I want to say that in the perfect market, the perfect are homogeneous. Homogeneous means same. There is no variation, there is no differentiation in the products. But the difference between the perfect market and the monopolistic market is only the products are heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means different. The products which are produced by the firms are different from each other on the base of size, quality, name, color, ingredients, etc. The products are heterogeneous and that monopolistic competition involves a great deal of non-price competition which is based on sub-product differentiation. A firm making profits in the short run will nonetheless only break even in the long run because demand will decrease and average total cost will increase. This means in the long run a monopolistically competitive firm will make zero economic profit. This illustrates the amount of influence that firm has over the market because of brand loyalty. It can raise its price without losing all its customers. This means that an individual firm demand curve is downward sloping in contrast of perfect competition which has the perfectly elastic demand schedule. We can now I break even point with the help of diagram. I have discussed in the question the firm determine the profits with the help of break-even point. In the long run, the firm comes on the zero profit. What is break-even point? Through this diagram, I can describe. On the OY axis, I have taken cost and income, and on the OX axis, I have taken output. Firstly, the output is OQ and the equilibrium point is 1. Here the cost and income are equal. No profit, but the firm will regularize its business, will continue with its business, because the next position, the income is more than the cost and the profit is increasing. On the point of OQ1, the profit is maximum, but in the long run we are seeing, as the increasing of the production, the income and the cost are same on the point 3. Here the cost of the output and the income of the output are the same. After this, here the profits on the condition is 0. There is no chance of increasing the profit, because इसके आगे जो सिचुएशन है वो ये है कि जैसे जैसे हम प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करते हैं, प्रोडक्शन को अगर हम बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो हमारी जो कॉस्ट है वो इंक्रीज हो रही है और उनसे मिलने वाली जो आउटपुट का इनकम है वो डिक्रीज हो रहा है. तो इट इज़ द ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट. लॉन्ग रन के अंदर जो फर्म्स हैं इस पॉइंट पर आने के बाद अपने प्रोडक्शन को बंद कर देती हैं. दिस point is called the break-even point, where the firms will remain on the zero profit.